All right, what's happening, y'all? It's Sunday fun day. And it's time for another race. This is week 18 for the yellow division. Heading to Japan today. Looks like we do have 14 drivers in the lobby. I know we're waiting on at least one more, possibly others. Hope your day is going well wherever you may be around the world. The Turkish Grand Prix this morning, I will say, was a wonderful time. A lot of action. No safety cars, sadly, but yeah, it turned out to be quite the interesting race. I'm definitely most excited about that race for Seb Vettel. Way to go, Sebastian Vettel. I think he's gonna do good at Aston Martin next year. All right. So it's about that time. It has been snowing here like on and off for the past 3 or 4 days. It's ridiculous. So hopefully tomorrow it's supposed to finally end and then warm back up a little bit. But it has been freezing here. Like freaking freezing. So yeah, fun stuff. Hope all is well with you. I've been playing a lot of that Call of Duty. I have my best zombies game yet today. I set it on the 20 round zombies and we made it to level 20 and extracted and won. It's like money. Perfect run. Oh yeah, and there was some weird Easter egg that some other guy unlocked where the zombies were just dancing all of a sudden. Like I posted it on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and everything. It was like the craziest thing. I was like, all of a sudden in the middle of the zombies game, everything stops and it teleported us all to the facility, and there's just a bunch of zombies standing around dancing. And it did it for like 30 seconds, so like more. Like it was like a long thing where they were just dancing. You're just like, what the fuck? And then it went back to killing them again. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy, man. Well, I'm excited to watch some F1 today. I haven't been driving as much myself lately. I've been playing all these new games that came out. So we got Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, Call of Duty, and I've been back on the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Like that shit, I finally figured out how to do multiplayer. I was messing around yesterday watching some streamers, and I ended up jumping online with them and flying around a bit. That shit is pretty cool. Fly around the world with people. So yeah, been an interesting week. And I found this awesome playlist. All right, so it looks like we're gonna have a short qualifying, just one session of 18 minutes, and then we'll get underway. Curious to see what the tire selection is gonna be like on this track. Japan, a long ass track. It's a long lap. That's for sure. We'll have to see what happens. Japan is a fun track. There's a lot of turns. A lot of fast turns. Likely to see some people going off. So, Carlos is back. Scopes, Alpha Sniper, Flow Motion. All the normal people except for SP James QS. That is a new one. And it's gone. So these two are new. There's the asset in the Williams, so he's made it. Maybe we're just waiting for one more. I don't know. But these two are the new kids on the block. The two Alfa Romeos. We'll see what they can do. I think it's been a pretty dominant Renault performance so far throughout the season. I see some green check marks. Maybe it's about that time. So a 50% race, full damage on, dynamic weather, so we may or may not get rain during qualifying of the race. Corner cutting on strict, park fairmate, all the good things. Safety car. Safety car, I like the safety car. I think, especially when you get a full safety car and you can back up the pack, always a good thing. Always makes it fun. My hair is like growing back out. Trying to make it work here. Fucking hell. All right. It was awesome though too. They had that race in Istanbul, Turkey this morning. Yesterday on Microsoft Flight Simulator, I went and flew over Istanbul. Honestly, the funny thing was I just picked like a random city. I just like zoomed in on a certain part of the map and just picked a random city, and it happened to be Istanbul, Turkey. I was like, that's a weird coincidence, but yeah, interesting stuff. All right, so ready to get underway. Let's get it. Japan. If any track in F1 is like resembles Mario Kart at all, it's this one. This is a wild track because it even has a crossover point where you actually go under a bridge and over a bridge. But when you go on top, when you go over the bridge, you barely even realize it's a bridge. It's kind of weird. All right. Party on, yo. So I was looking Cyberpunk. We still have to wait till December 10th for that. So I think for the next month, it's pretty much enjoy these new games, and then we'll get some more in December. Cyberpunk ever releases. Assassin's Creed is definitely a bit buggy. I saw some complaints. I saw some bugs myself. The last stream I did, at one point I couldn't open this box, and you had to open the box to complete the mission, so I had to just keep fucking with it until I fixed the glitch. It was weird. Basically, one of the NPCs was like stuck inside of the box. It was great. All right, here we go. Some tracks getting out on, oh, some cars getting out on the track. The Haas basically runs into the Mercedes there. That was crazy. No damage in the pits, so you don't really have to worry about anything there. But Rico definitely wanted to get out there ahead of the Mercedes on the medium tire. So getting things started. Tire selection is crucial. Mercedes on the softs and overheating them right away. So that may be early signs of soft tires, maybe a bit too soft. We'll have to see. I don't think they're gonna last very long in the race. We'll see how the times compare. This track is so long and fast. A lot of things at play. Rico out in front of everyone, so we're gonna ride on board with Rico. cruising in the Haas. Haas is hoping for big things next year, getting rid of Magnussen and Grosjean. Finally. I'm excited to see what they end up going with next year. I think picking up Perez would be a very smart move. I mean, Perez has nowhere to go. He's been showing that he's actually a really good driver. And I think the US-Mexico thing would work really well. Be a good pairing. Alright, Rico. Let's see what you got. Still a few cars in the pits, not coming out yet. Hitting the apex well there, but then doesn't push the exit as much as he needs to. For some reason, Rico is really staying off the curb, so maybe he's just trying a strategy here. I would think, though, the top time, you're going to have to use a bit more curb than that and be a bit more brave. We shall see, though. Looking decent through there. Ooh, off into the grass a bit on that entry. Needs to be careful there. Got a little slippy. What's he got? What's he got? Decent there, decent. Not quite pushing the exit as much as he can. As much as what's possible, at least. Yellow flags all over the place. Rico, rounding out the last two corners, does decide to use some curb there. Cuts that last one really hard, but stays in the track limits and puts up a 129.2. Alright, alright. Alright, alright. I forgot, we've been moving this over here. We're gonna move this back over here. It's just a better place for it. Alright. And then we can get some more stats on the board. There you go, you can see the fitted tires. Cool. So it's like half and half now with the mediums and the softs. We have 16 drivers that have ended up in this qualifying session. It looks like maybe a few have crashed out early. Flow Motion, Alex PC, and Falco. I'm not sure what happened, but this could be some crazy stuff for the race. We'll have to see. Was there some sort of error? What has happened? Because Flow Motion has been our championship leader so far for this division. And he's going to be starting at the back, along with Alex PC, who's also been very fast in that pink Mercedes. Heard the announcers talking today about that. They were like, oh yeah, we can't call it the pink Mercedes anymore. I can. Oh my goodness. F1 fast start. Okay, a new face here in the McLaren. Maybe struggling a bit early on. But interestingly enough, 3 cars here, along with Falco, out early in this session. So V3 Synth, another new driver this week in the Ferrari, on the soft tires. So going aggressive here. As more times come in, Smashing Dan jumps to the top on the soft tires with the 127.5. V3 goes wide and outside of the track limits. He's gonna have to try it again. This time is not gonna count. Scopes a 1/10 of a second off the asset in third. So the soft tire looking fast, but Rico not looking too bad with that 128.9, but he's certainly not gonna have much of a fight for the lead with that. So Nick, Alpha Sniper, and F1 Fast Start. And DHR with the mediums at a 128.8. So the medium tire looking possibly more than a second slower than the softs. As it looks like Synth here going for it again right away. Taking a wider line on that corner, sometimes that can work better. It is an odd corner to deal with. It's basically a 180 uphill. It dips down and back up. So Cynthia looking for a good exit onto the long straight. We'll have to see. What's it gonna be? Just the last two corners to go. Braking late. Oh, and then kind of fumbles through the middle of that. 128.7, so not ideal on the soft tires, but at least he gets something up on the board for now. The McLaren going for it. Check in with Carlos on the medium tires. A bit of understeer through there. Maybe struggling to get those medium tires heated up on just one out lap. Sometimes it can take 2 or 3 laps to get the mediums really fired up. So looks like the 3 drivers are still out. So Flow Motion, Alex PC, and Falco out real early in this qualifying session. Must have had some sort of bump up. So Carlos, our buddy in the Alpha Tauri, putting in a purple middle sector. Can he finish this lap out? It's looking good on these medium tires. He needs to be strong on this exit. Looking good. What's it gonna be? It's a 128.6. So good enough for 4th place right now. Jumping up into the mix with the soft tires, but still, the mediums, I would say over a second off. I mean, even Carlos still like 1.1 seconds off the lead. So the medium tires looking significantly slower. But the real question is, are the softs gonna last when it comes to race time? We do have only this one qualifying session, so this is the only chance the drivers get. The time you set, you have to start on those tires, depending on the fastest time that you set. So, the McLaren, still without a time on the board. Cuts the last corner too much, and that's going to be outside of track limits, and now he's going to have to dive into the pits because he knows that lap goes in the trash can. So the 2 Alfa Romeos have yet to set a time. New drivers going wide there, but I guess because he didn't gain any time, not getting dinged for track limits, I guess this is an out lap, so he is yet to start his fast lap there. That was a interesting way to warm up, but hey. Flex here, needing to put a lap up. Got some soft tires on that Red Bull. So it looks like he's getting ready to start his fast lap right here. Let's see. Oh no, Flex is diving into the pits, so I'm not sure what is going wrong there. It appeared he was on an out lap. And now he's decided to go back in, so maybe having some troubles. SP James here in the Alfa Romeo. I guess had a go at it on the mediums, didn't like it. Now he's trying the softs. 7.5 minutes to go in this session, so not much time left. A great purple sector there from SP James. Can he keep the flow going? Coming out of nowhere.
F1 John Carlos said, "Hey bro."
What up, Carlos? We saw that lap, dude. That was a good lap on the mediums, man. I think you're the best driver on the mediums right now. A lot of people are struggling to get them warmed up, I think.
F1 John Carlos
I think those mediums are going to be better for the race, dude. I think you should stick with it.
F1 John Carlos said, "Yeah, nice lap."
Yeah, dude, you watched the Turkish Grand Prix this morning? That was a very exciting race. It was a lot of fun. 2 purple sectors here.
Carlos said, "I hope so."
Oh my god, and SP James blows it on the final turn. Cuts it too much. Had put in 2 purple sectors in a row.
Said, "Yeah, Max fuck up."
Oh, Max fucked up. But not only did Max fuck up, but Alex Albon, he's done, right? I mean, we gave Alex Albon like 1,000 chances. And again, I mean, Alex Albon had an easy podium today.
F1 John Carlos said Vettel P was nice.
Yes, I'm so happy that Vettel got third. Because Leclerc basically had, and Vettel stole it on the last turn. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad Vettel got third. It was so great. Because then he kind of got to share the moment with Lewis Hamilton too, which was good. Like, yeah, it was a great finish. Very fun time. I was excited. Like at the start of the race, at one point it was Vettel and Lewis and Verstappen, all three battling for like the middle of the pack.
John Carlos said, "Yeah, Albon is so not good. He must go and pair again."
Yeah. Do you think? I don't think they're gonna take Perez. I think Haas is more likely to take Perez. I think Haas will take Perez. I think Red Bull will take one of their junior drivers. They have a bunch of people waiting in line. Because Gasly will stay with AlphaTauri.
John Carlos said, "I hope."
Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I want to see someone new on the scene. I want to see someone new jump in and make something happen. And it's gone here. Trying something different on the medium tire. So F1 Fast Start did put a time up on those softs, but nothing significant. A 141. Did you see what the hell happened to Flow Motion, Alex PC, and Falco?
F1 John Carlos said, "I will see Russell next, Max."
Yeah, Russell next to Max.
F1
That would be
John
great.
Carlos said, "That is good."
Hell yeah, definitely. I want to see Russell get up there.
F1 John Carlos said, "Yacht crashed."
Yeah, they crashed. Okay. Fucking hell. Yeah, I'm excited. I hate they delayed the new cars. Like, I'm ready for the new design. I'm ready for everything to be like, you know, it's gonna be all over the place. Everyone designing their new cars. Like, I want to see Williams suddenly jump to the top. Like, I think they have the potential. I want to see Russell stay with Williams and actually win. Like, that would be
John
cool.
Carlos said, "You have a new Xbox."
No, I don't have the new Xbox, but I do have the new controller. Let's see. This is the new Series X controller. It's like totally white. It's got nice little grippy things on here and on the handle. It's a little smaller compared to this one. It's hard to tell. I mean, it's really thinner. Like, I don't know. It's interesting what they did. The triggers are a little smaller. These are a little smaller. This is so much nicer. It's really nice. It's definitely fancy.
F1 John Carlos said, "I pre-ordered the Xbox months wait."
4 months wait. So do you have the new Xbox now, or you have to wait longer? Damn, and it's gone. Jumping up into 5th place on those mediums. A 127.9. Damn. So Carlos got pushed back into 8th. DHR on the mediums with the 128. And Scopes with the 127.6. So Scopes is looking like the best position to do something big early on. Yeah, has anyone gotten the new Xbox, like, and played it? I was curious to know, like, the reaction. Because I have the Xbox One X. I'd be curious, like, would I see, like, a huge difference? I don't know. I don't know. So the Asset, cruising around. Flex jumping to the top on the soft tires with a 127.4. A 127.3. Very nice. Yeah, apparently pre-order these days doesn't necessarily mean you get it on day one. Like, I don't know. Like, my wife ordered an iPhone, and the gold iPhone 12 Pro, and it literally took like a month after, like, she just now got it. Like, it's crazy. a month, well, a few weeks at least. Been 2 or 3 weeks at least. I don't remember when that released. That's the whole point of pre-ordering, honestly. Oh my, the asset destroying the Williams car over here. Also sitting on a sketchy part of the track. So the two Alfa Romeos jumping into 6th and 7th place on the mediums could be the big surprise of the day. Tire strategy is definitely going to be big for this race. Carlos now has gotten pushed down to 10th. That time looked so good early on, dude. Fucking hell. So Synth and the Ferrari still struggling a bit. Fast start. Not gonna have enough time to try again, so looks like that's gonna stand. I think Nick might make it to the line just in time. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, and he does. Nick is gonna have one more go at it on the soft tires. With less than a second to go, he got across the start finish line. That was ridiculous. So Carlos figuring maybe it's time to try with the softs, and he goes wide. And that's track limits, and Carlos is gonna have to stick with his 10th place and his medium tires. DHR trying to go for the softs. Nick as well. Let's see if Nick can move up out of 13th place. So it looks like Falco, Alex PC, and Flow Motion are gonna start in last, all crashing out of this qualifying session early. What you got, Nick? What you got, Nick? The last big section. All right. The final 2 corners. It's make or break for Nick. Can he beat his first time of a 1:29.4? I think he will. But only by a 10th. Just didn't quite get what he needed there at the end. And I think that's gonna finish out the session. So Flex, with one good lap, jumps to the top of the charts and is on pole position for this race in Japan, smashing Dan right behind the asset in 3rd place.
F1 John
Good
Carlos
stuff.
said PFFF.
Yeah, dude, I saw that. I think you're better off starting on the mediums, dude. I'm telling you. I think starting further back on the mediums is gonna be a better choice. Like, I think they're gonna have to pit early. To me, it looked like high tire deg. Like, we'll see what happens, but I think the people on the mediums are gonna come out better on this race. You got Scopes in 4th, DHR in 5th, and it's gone. Rico, SP James,
F1
Alpha Sniper,
John
and Carlos in 10th.
Said yo, and my wife talked to me and I crashed.
Oh no.
F1 John Carlos said
I
rolling on the floor laughing tears of joy.
Yeah, I had like just flipped over to you and I saw you just go wide on that turn for no reason. It happens. Happens to the best of us. All right. So we are ready to get this race underway, y'all. Hey, let me know if there's any chance of rain, dude.
F1 John Carlos said no rain.
All right. So no rain scheduled for the race. We shall see how things play out then. Tire strategy is going to be crucial. See if anybody can pull a Lewis Hamilton like he fucking did today and do 50 laps on the inters. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'd say, I think if any like sports person is like an alien or like a superhuman, it's Lewis Hamilton. 'Cause he just does shit that doesn't even make sense. Like, he was still pulling out a lead with 50 lap old inters. That was just crazy. Craziness. Alright, so let's get underway here. This is our nice little warm-up lap, the formation lap. Flex, Smashing Dan, the asset. Let's see if the Williams car can show up and do some big things today. So Scopes is going to be the first car starting in 4th place on the medium tires. So he's going to want to get those things nice and hot early on. We'll have to see how things go for Scopes at the start. DHR on the softs right behind, and it's gone on the medium. SP James. So it seems to be half and half with the medium and the soft. I just have a feeling though that the medium is going to be the better tire in this race. Long laps here. A lot of fast turns. So look for the cars to start to understeer. Flow Motion deciding to start on the medium, so we'll have to keep an eye on. Flow Motion has been the Lewis Hamilton of the group. Tends to somehow pull out the win every time. He's gonna have a lot of work to do here today. We shall see. So 27 laps. All right, all right, all right. As the cars come in, as soon as Falco makes his way to his spot, we'll be ready to start the race. All right, all right, all right. We are ready to get underway. Sitting on board with Scopes in 4th place. And it's lights out in Japan and they're off. And Flex gets away well. Smashing Dan Scopes gets a great start pulling ahead inside of Smashing Dan, and Scopes is trying to make the pass early. Flex locks up and falls back. Scopes jumps into the lead with the medium tires on. Oh my goodness. Rico jumping up into 3rd early as well. So Flex had some sort of trouble, locked up and lost places. It looks like most of the cars get away cleanly. A great start to this race, a lot of movement. Smashing Dan now right behind Scopes, the medium tire working well early on in this race. Let's see if Scopes can hold on to it. Smashing Dan diving on the inside, has to pull out of it. So Smashing Dan knows he needs to make a move early on these soft tires. I think he's gonna have a chance at it. Heading on to the long straight. Trying to make a move on the outside. Scopes making it hard for him. The Renault and the Mercedes going hard early on. Rico and a train of cars right behind. And here goes Smashing Dan. A tough place to make a move. Can he get some late braking done here on Scopes? And he goes for it on the inside, has the line. Maybe they bang wheels a little bit, going back and forth at it, and he does get it done. Smashing Dan squeezes by Scopes, but Scopes comes right back at him on the inside, and they're bumping wheels. The hand goes into the air. Oh, and they're off. They're both off. Rico got caught up in that mix, and all 3 cars go off. The Renault as well. So a huge mix-up, and Scopes goes from 1st all the way back to 10th place. Now the asset with Flex. Flex jumps up into the lead. What a start, and now Carlos right behind is in 3rd place. Or 4th place. It looks like we're having some trouble with the timing boards. Let's see if it can get caught back up. There is a yellow flag in Sector 1, but no safety car at the moment. Oh my goodness, some big action early on. It seemed like both cars were fighting at it. It was Scopes and Smashing Dan, and neither car wanted to give up any room, and then somehow Rico got involved and all 3 collided and went off the track. So now getting a good look at the top 5. It is Flex in 1st place with the Asset in 2nd, DHR 3rd, and Carlos right behind. So Carlos now in the best position with the medium tire. You can see the gap, less than a second between almost every car on the track right now. Just a huge train, a big slipstream, and a bunch of dirty air. So Flow Motion started way in the back, has already worked his way back up into 7th place on the medium tire. So Flow Motion doing very well. So it looks like some cars at the back are having to dive into the pits. Looks like the Mercedes did get some damage, as well as fast start. So both cars taking a new wing. Alex PC getting back out there on the hard tires. Looks like he likely had some damage as well. So Falco, looks like Falco coming out on a set of soft tires. So let's see what kind of strategy this is for Falco. Maybe a bit aggressive. Fast start putting on the hard tires, so most drivers would try and go for the long stint. And fast start, not getting those hard tires warmed up and taking a spin right out of the pits. And Falco now is out of the race. Falco has crashed. So Falco as well did not get those tires heated up and had some trouble. Flex now trying to extend a lead, 2 seconds ahead of the Asset. So DHR, all these cars on the soft tires. And it looks like a drive-through penalty for Synth for speeding under the virtual safety car. So we are under virtual safety car right now, so the drivers do have to maintain that delta. Always a tough thing to manage. SP James and it's gone now. The Alfa Romeo's getting up into 5th and 6th place. Flow Motion in 7th. Using a lot of curb. Working his way up. Can Flow Motion get through this traffic? When the cars get lined up like this, it can be nearly impossible. So 4 laps into this 27 lap race, and it's gone. You see a big mistake there, going wide into the grass. Flow Motion not able to take advantage, just a bit caught up in the dirty air. Let's jump back up towards the front. It is just a train of cars and a DRS train as well. So they're catching right back up to Flex. It seems pushing those soft tires has its ups and downs. So Carlos hanging in there well with the medium tires. I would say Carlos in the best position right now for this race. Just needs to play out the tire strategy just right. Still a long race ahead, so we'll have to see who's the first to try and get those soft tires off. We do see a lot of early pit stops at the back. Alpha Sniper, Scopes, a few drivers maybe having some damage, and an aggressive move, and they do bump tires. SP James just came out of nowhere on Carlos. I don't think he was expecting it, and he does squeeze by, so SP James on the medium tire, feeling that he's got more to work with. And now Flow Motion putting on the heat right behind Carlos. Flow Motion does get by, and it's gone. So Flow Motion now working his way up on Carlos. Carlos under threat at the moment. DHR now getting right up behind the asset. So a lot of battles going on in the top 10 right now. A great race so far. And we do see a 3-second penalty for Synth. So Synth having some trouble with penalties in this race. Can DHR make a move here? Just 0.4 seconds behind the asset, creeping closer and closer. I don't think he's going to have enough for a move here, but maybe if he gets a good exit out of this final turn. Right behind the asset, he's going to have the DRS overtake. He's got all the power on. Here he goes, DHR on the inside of the asset. He's got the move. Can he get it done? He does get past in the Williams. So a battle between teammates, not necessarily teammates in this league, but the two Williams cars. DHR gets past the asset, but they are now 2.7, 2.8 seconds behind Flex, so that battle cost them a bit. As we see SP James now in the medium tires, looking really racy. SP James in the Alfa Romeo might be making a move towards the front here, as the asset picks up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. So the Alfa Romeos feeling the heat. Carlos sticking right in there behind Flow Motion. Flow Motion just stuck at the moment in this train of cars, just nowhere to go really. As we watch on board, he gets right up behind Carlos, but just not much where to go. SP James does have a slip there, and Flow Motion is gonna have a chance at Carlos. Flow Motion trying to go around the outside. I think Carlos might let him by just to make things easier for the two of them. I think Carlos knew the time was coming where Flow Motion would get past. SP James locks up again. Him and the asset, though, are battling back and forth. The asset dives into the pits. So the asset felt like it was time to get off those soft tires. He saw the mediums are starting to work better, starting to get the advantage. But SP James and Flow Motion, a tight battle here. So now we can see all the way back to 9th place. The drivers have not pitted yet. Flex now building quite a gap, over 3 seconds ahead of DHR. But SP James here reeling in DHR. Was certainly gaining quickly on the asset. Flow Motion now stuck behind the Alfa Romeo. Flow Motion seems like the faster car. Let's see if he can battle his way through the dirty air and get past. Carlos still sticking in there right behind, and it's gone as well. So some drivers just settling into the line. Smashing Dan and Rico. Fighting their own battles on the soft tires. May start to think it's time for a different pit strategy. As we see an aggressive move from Carlos, trying to dive back inside, and it's gone. Going back at him, and it's gone. Slips on the exit, and it's battle neck and neck. They're wheel to wheel, and now and it's gone is behind. So Carlos gets the move done at the moment. A battle on the medium tires. Both drivers compromising themselves quite a bit. Carlos slipping there, and it's gone, having to hit the brakes. So Flow Motion now all the way up into 4th place. Needs to get past SP James. The battle continues between Carlos and it's gone. Quite the race. Rico falling back further, over 6 seconds off now. The asset has pitted and put on the hard tires. So let's see a lot of drivers deciding to go with the hard tires, trying to make this a one-stop race. Let's see how it works out. I don't know. It could go either way. I think a 2-stopper, if you got the right pit strategy, you could gain an advantage. And it's gone, getting a great exit there. Squeezing past Carlos again. I don't know if Carlos is gonna have enough to come back at him this time. Some late braking brings him closer. It's a battle between Flow Motion and SP James. And I think Flow Motion has the DRS and the overtake, trying to get it done on the outside. And does get past the Alfa Romeo, so Flow Motion. A great move there. All the way up into second place now on those medium tires. Now just trying to make them last for the long run. And hoping to switch over to the softs to finish out the race. But 9 laps in, he's got a long ways to go on these tires. As we do see Flex now, the first driver on the hard tires in 5th place. And I think the gap is closing on And It's Gone on the mediums. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Under 15 seconds right now. Locking up a bit there. Flow Motion now trying to reel in DHR. 1.4 seconds off. DHR really making these soft tires last. An impressive run here. He might be able to switch on to the mediums here soon and finish out this race. We'll see how this goes. SP James staying within a second. Likely doesn't want to try and make a move past Flow Motion, but just stay in that DRS and get the free ride. As you see it there. SP James not able to make a move. And DHR does go into the pits now, so it felt like it was the right time to get the soft tires on. Really made that stint I would say worked pretty well. Let's see how far back DHR comes out. DHR exiting the pit lane just in front of the asset. So into 5th place, puts on the hard tires as well. So a lot of drivers thinking the hard tire is going to be the best one. We're seeing very high tire deg. So the tires are just going quickly. And you see even the mediums, they're holding on for now. Flex, we're checking back in, still 15 seconds off 3rd place. So right now, staying out on the mediums does seem like the better way to go. We'll have to see how long that lasts though. Smashing Dan picking up a 3-second penalty in the Renault. So Flow Motion now comfortably in 1st place, worked his way up, has made these medium tires work very well. Only 3 drivers left now that have not pitted. SP James just cruising in 2nd place right now, staying right behind Flow Motion, getting the DRS again. So essentially getting a free ride. Just needs to conserve these tires as much as he can. And it's gone. Hanging in there in 3rd place now, just 2.4 seconds off. So the thing is, these drivers need to extend, because right now, whenever they pit, all 3 will come out behind Flex, behind DHR, behind the asset. It's gonna be somewhere around in there. Oh my, really? So SP James locks up there, just trying to stay as close as he can to Flow Motion. Just waiting for the right time. Flex still right at 15 seconds. As we see Flex locking up those hard tires a little bit. Not what you want to see. He needs to make them last a good long time here. DHR 2.2 seconds behind. Smashing Dan in the Renault, getting right up behind Carlos. So both drivers with similar medium tires, pretty fresh, or hard tires, I mean, probably still trying to get those warmed up. and to the optimal temperature. Carlos cutting that corner maybe a bit too much. I think he lost some speed on the exit, and Smashing Dan is going to have an easy go at him and does slip right by. As Smashing Dan cuts that corner a bit aggressively. It's not over yet. Carlos is going to have the DRS here and is going to have a chance to go. And Carlos has decided to dive into the pits here. Interesting move. With only one lap on those tires, I think he may have gotten some wing damage. And we do see a new wing going on for Carlos. And it looks like some medium tires as well. So Carlos having to deal with the damage. Trying something. And DHR has officially pitted and come out 2 seconds behind Flex. So DHR, I would say, came off well there, only 2 seconds behind Flex. I think the other drivers, we'll have to see. The gap has been extended to 16.4 now. So SP James and Flow Motion doing really well. SP James thinking about a move on Flow Motion. Can't quite get it done, locking up the front right there. He's gonna have the DRS, and no, SP James has decided he's gonna go for the undercut on Flow Motion. We'll have to see how this works. I don't know if it was the right decision because they were both extending their lead ahead of Flex, so Flow Motion may be getting an overcut by staying out. We'll see. As Flex does fly by there in second place, as well as DHR. SP James, as you can see, loses out in a big way. But Flow Motion, if Flow Motion can somehow extend, he has now 16.6 seconds ahead of Flex. So if Flow Motion can extend this lead just a bit more, he's got a chance, but it's gonna be tough. Otherwise, he can throw on the hard tires. You know, most of the field has done it. It's gonna have to be soft, or it's gonna have to be the hard. So we'll have to see what Flow Motion decides to do. Will it be this lap? Will he wait a bit more? You need time to fight back if you happen to make the wrong decision. So the two Alfa Romeos continue to have a strong showing today. 4th and 5th place. Coming up on the halfway point of this race. Alex PC had some trouble in qualifying as well. Worked his way all the way up into 8th place. Passing the lap car there, Synth. Synth having a lot of struggles today, but still on the track. In the Ferrari, a new driver to this division. Well, let's see if Alex PC can continue on up the field in 8th place. Rico back to 10th. Rico had a pretty good start. Alpha Sniper, Nick, Carlos on the mediums. Carlos putting in a purple middle sector there. So Carlos hoping for some extra speed on this tire compound. And a fastest lap there from Carlos, 3 purple sectors. We'll have to see if he can keep the speed going and take advantage of this medium tire. 13 laps to go. So the gap between, so Flow Motion has pitted now. Has done it, has gone on to the hard tire. So as you can see, he came out in front of SP James, but behind Flex and DHR. So he's got some work to do now, 1.7 seconds off. All right. Flow Motion closing the gap quickly. Can he get the job done? The two Alfa Romeos maybe going at it here. And it's gone. Makes a move on the inside. And he does get the job done. SP James is trying to come at him, but doesn't have the space to do so. So a great move there from And It's Gone. The two Alfa Romeos battling back and forth for 4th place here. The Asset and Scopes just 2 seconds behind apiece. So not far off. We'll have to see if these drivers can extend to the end of the race. As we see a lockup there from SP James. SP James maybe having some trouble with tire management. Low motion now, 1.3 seconds off of DHR. DHR as well closing the gap on Flex. Things could get interesting for the lead here. So the front of the field all the way back to 10th place. Nothing but hard tires. And I think we're just seeing a lot of tire degradation out there. So the harder the tire, the better it seems. Just making them last. Flow motion. Gaining a 10th or 2 a lap right now. Slowly creeping his way closer and closer. We do have a yellow flag and a safety car, and it looks like Fast Start has crashed out of this race in the McLaren. So the drivers now have to maintain that delta. Always a tough one, and we see Rico and Alex PC diving into the pits trying to take advantage. Let's see if we see some medium tires going on, and we do. So Rico putting on the medium tires. Alex PC possibly doing the same. No, he's going for the softs. Alex PC with 11 laps to go. It's going to be a challenge. We saw the longest driver to stay out, I think, was DHR, and he made him last 9 laps. So with 11 to go, Alex PC does throw on the soft tire. Alpha Sniper with some fresh mediums. Synth with some fresh mediums. So under virtual safety car, you can gain quite a bit by pitting and not losing as much time. So with fresh tires now, Carlos only 3 laps on these mediums, working his way towards Rico. Jump back up to the front here. The Asset right behind SP James, and it's gone. Flow motion now. Got the slipstream on DHR. Flow motion has moved into DRS range. Had the DRS open there. Not enough to get past DHR, but he's certainly in position. As we see DHR pushing things, going into the grass a bit. Flow motion. Just trying to find some clean air. So just half a second behind DHR. Flow motion just waiting for the right time to make a move. The Asset and SP James stuck behind, and it's gone. As we do see Carlos lining up a move on Nick right now. Nick struggling for traction. Some slightly older medium tires. Maybe having some overheating issues. Carlos just looking for the right moment here to make a move. Cutting that corner too much and does get a 3-second penalty. Nick does go wide, and I think Carlos is going to have a chance at a move on the outside. And he does squeeze by, braking hard, and gets past Nick. So a great move there from Carlos. Flex now 2.7 seconds into the lead. Flow motion, a strong move on DHR up the inside. Gets the job done. The Williams helpless against the DRS. So Flow motion now moves into second place. 2.6 seconds off of Flex. Flow Motion with the newer hard tires, only 3 laps on these hard tires. So can he use that advantage to catch up to Flex? The asset and scopes. The pack tightening up here towards the finish. It looks like Alex PC and Carlos having a battle of their own. Alex PC throwing on these soft tires here at the end of the race, trying to be aggressive. Can he squeeze past Carlos here in the pink Mercedes? Taking the wider line. And a yellow flag in Sector 2. And another virtual safety car. Looks like Synth in the Ferrari has officially crashed out of this race. It looks like Nick is having some trouble as well. Goes wide all the way off into the gravel. So Alpha Sniper and Nick trying to maintain the pace with this virtual safety car. The Delta can be a tough thing to deal with. The virtual safety car likely will not last long. So just 8 laps to go in this race. Flow Motion still in second place, so can Flow Motion make a late move? And the virtual safety car has officially ended. We're back up to racing speed. DHR within a second of Flow Motion. Can DHR come back at him? Or can Flow Motion work his way back up to Flex? The gap now just 1.6 seconds. So a train of cars still behind now, and it's gone, leading this train of 4 or 5 cars. Just ridiculous. All of them with DRS. SP James creeps closer but can't get anything done. Smashing Dan creeping his way closer to Rico. So some drivers trying to do things different, trying to go with some softs, some mediums, but at the moment the hard tire is holding on. As Flow Motion now closes in on Flex within a second now. Flow Motion with a ton of ERS in the bag. So that's a lot of extra energy that he can use towards the end of this race. The asset picking up a 3-second penalty. As we see Flex locking up. So not much can be done in the middle of the field right now. Flow Motion lining up a move on Flex. Needs to get a good exit after this long straight. Just needs to keep reeling him in. Flex using all the extra energy there. Staying ahead, and now Flow Motion braking late. Flex locking up. Flow Motion needs a good exit here. He's going to have the DRS. Is he going to have enough to get by? Overtake, everything active. Flex fighting back with his overtake as well. Is it going to be enough to hold him off? Flow Motion goes up the inside. And he gets the job done. Flex has to let him through. Flow Motion squeezes up into first place with the newer hard tires. Flex has 5 extra laps on his set, and it looks like Flow Motion has the speed right now and is running away with this race. Flow Motion again starting way back and has now stolen the race away again. Oh, and SP James slips on the curb. Just staying right behind, and it's gone. Scope's trying to cut the corner. Struggling for traction on the exit, though. 16 laps already on his hard tires. 6 laps left in this race. The asset. A tight battle in the middle here. Flex just trying to stay within a second of Flow Motion. Very low on ERS versus Flow Motion has all the extra battery in the bank that he needs. Flex was indecisive. Thought about maybe diving into the pits. Maybe just gave it a bit too much gas on the exit and slides around and breaks off that front wing. So Flex, a tragic mistake, was maybe thinking about a move back at Flow Motion and now is left with nothing. And Flex frustratingly goes off understeer. A ton of understeer there. I think he's lost most of his wing. Let's see if we can get a good angle there. Certainly the front left is taking a beating. So Flex, after putting in a ton of work, it's all for nothing. So now the battle for 4th place, 3rd place continues. Scopes, SP James, and it's gone. And Scopes maybe gives SP James a little tap on the rear to let him know he's there. Can he get by in the Mercedes? Did he pick up any damage there? I don't think so. Just 5 laps to go. And SP James picks up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. So maybe a bit too aggressive cutting the corners, and it looks like DHR and Flow Motion pulling away. The gap now 3.6 seconds between 1st and 2nd. And it's gone. Has just trudged his way up into 3rd place. The other drivers have made mistakes and he's just hung in there. And the Alfa Romeo's 3rd and 4th place right now. Out of nowhere. And it looks like Scopes now is out of this race. Scopes must have had a mistake in the Mercedes, has crashed out. So it's the battle of the Alphas. Can the asset make a move? DHR now getting a penalty, so some late penalties may come into play here. And it's gone, just 1.8 seconds behind DHR, slightly newer hard tires. Flex now going into the pits again, just desperately trying for anything. Carlos as well fallen back in this race. So several late retirements. A few drivers trying to throw on the softs here at the end, hoping for a miracle. The top 5 hanging in there with the hard tire. Just 4 laps to go. And it's gone. Was looking aggressive behind DHR, but can't quite seem to reel him in. DRS for SP James. The asset 4 seconds behind Enrico. A full pit stop off of the top 5. So extra pit stops for the cars at the back. Carlos and Flex. Carlos trying to get within a second, get some DRS, but running all the way back in 11th place right now. I think Carlos would certainly be happy with a finish today. A top 10 finish would be even better. So the battle continues. SP James has stayed within a second of his Alfa Romeo teammate, and it's gone, but just can't quite seem to do enough to get past. Can And It's Gone catch up to DHR? DHR has received some penalties. The gap between the leader and second place is all the way up to 4 seconds now. And It's Gone, just a few laps to go. Alpha Sniper picking up a big 10-second penalty for exceeding track limits. So must have had a big off there. And It's Gone, just 1.5, 1.6 seconds behind DHR. Trying to push here at the end. Can he do anything? All the drivers trying to make these tires last till the end of the race. Flow Motion looking like he's gonna run away with another one after starting way back in the field here. Flow Motion just pulling off a miracle again. Started on the medium tires, stayed out longer than anyone else. So at this stage in the race, he does have the freshest hard tires and is in the best position at this race. And It's Gone, stuck at that 1.5 second mark. Has DHR in his sights. Can he get any sort of a slipstream here? Doesn't seem to be much. So, final 2 laps to go. We do have a yellow flag in Sector 1. And I do believe it is Carlos. Carlos is now out of this race. Alpha Sniper out of this race. Oh my goodness, what happened? Was there a collision? So just 9 drivers remain now. A lot of retirements late in this race. I think just a lot of tire management, a lot of pit stops. Some drivers just couldn't manage. The Asset now has decided to go into the pits. Had basically a free pit stop. Lost it on the curb. Goodness, yeah, the curbs were definitely brutal today. We saw a lot of drivers avoiding the curbs completely, as you see Rico doing so there. Just completely staying off them. It's the safer way to go. Getting a little bit there, but as we watch Rico, look, avoiding the curbs big time. So maybe the drivers realizing those curbs are quite threatening and can throw off the balance of the car in a big way. So 4 drivers left at the front on the hard tire. The Asset decided to go in and throw on the softs. So still tight, a tight battle here for 3rd place. And even 2nd place. And It's Gone. Trying to close the gap on DHR, but DHR getting a great exit there. Can the Alfa Romeo make a move here at the end? Flow Motion almost 6 seconds ahead now in the lead. Working those hard tires to the max and making them work well. So Alex PC still in 8th place, Smashing Dan 7th, Rico 6th, the Asset 5th. And your top 4, as we're watching here, the train of 3 for 2nd place. SP James has just been stuck behind the other Alpha forever. And It's Gone. Gets very close to DHR there. And It's Gone on this final lap. Might have a chance. Can he go for the late move? Within a second, needs a good exit here. DHR going a bit wide. Can And It's Gone take advantage? He's got overtake on. He's got a bit of a slipstream. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Reeling him in, but with 2 turns to go, braking as late as he can. DHR cutting the corner. DHR, we know, has at least a penalty or 2. So can these late penalties come into play as they cross the line? Flow Motion in first. DHR, SP James, and it's gone. Your unofficial results. As we see a few more drivers still coming in. The Asset almost 30 seconds behind the top 4. So those extra pit stops cost a lot to the rest of the field. The Asset rounding the final corner. Looks like he's gonna take 5th place. We'll have to see. Rico crossing the line as well. Smashing Dan. Alex PC. And it looks like Flex is gonna be the final driver across the line. Let's see as he crosses what the final results are gonna be. Is it gonna stand with Flow Motion? Driver of the day is Flow Motion, who started way at the back. And Flow Motion is your official winner. And it looks like DHR in second, as well as the Alfa Romeo in third. Let's see the final standings. Flow Motion first, DHR second, SP James third, and it's gone fourth. So, and it's gone. Some late penalties pushed all the way back to 4th place. The Asset 5th, Rico, Smashing Dan, Flex, Alex PC, and Carlos. Carlos crashing out of the race, but still gets a respectable 10th place. So a top 10 finish for Carlos. Alpha Sniper, Scopes, Nick, Synth, Fast Start, and Falco finishing in last place. So quite a wild race today, but Flow Motion again gets it done. So congratulations to our drivers, even Carlos, even with the crash. A respectable finish, a great job. Thank y'all so much for hanging out today, y'all. A wonderful race in Japan. It's time for me to grab some lunch. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We will see you at noon Mountain Standard Time tomorrow. Have a great night. Peace out, y'all.